Welcome to another infographic instant with Brian Michael. In this episode, we'll be looking at human development indices as headline indicators of government's success. Over the years, the strategic management of government, and particularly the center of government, has become an important topic. The center of government, namely the Cabinet of Ministers and the coordinating bodies of the executive, increasingly look for ways to gauge their impact and their performance. One of the popular trends across countries these days has been the relative assessment of economic growth or the change in indicators such as human development. We see in the figure in front of us that many countries have tried to use human development indicators as this relative assessor. For example, Qatar, Brunei, Papua New Guinea, South Africa, and these are just some of the countries which popularized the notion. Yet, because all countries are explicitly or implicitly trying to boost their human development indicators, such an assessment tool results in a moving target, making such relative targets very hard to achieve. We see the Human Development Index values for several countries as they have developed over time. Notice that Brunei has roughly treaded water in relation to countries such as Qatar, the UAE, or even Hong Kong. The reason why hitting a top 10 position vis-a-vis other economies is so difficult is because these other economies are slowly increasing their own human development at the same time Brunei increases it. It's not simply a question of Brunei increasing its human development. It must do so relatively faster than other jurisdictions. We can see this treadmill-like effect in another format. So looking at the leftmost column, we see the percentage rate of increase of Brunei's human development indicators and the relative position that those increases would position Brunei by the year 2035. So, for example, if we see a 0.3% increase in Brunei's Human Development Indicator growth rate, this would certainly correspond to a third rank among all countries if all other countries had kept their HDI indices constant. However, we see that if we allow for other countries to grow at their historical rates, in fact, Brunei only comes in at 30 and not 3 if we just hold everything static. The only way for Brunei to cross over the border of a top 10 ranking is thus to double this growth rate to 0.6%. Such a growth rate would put Brunei in roughly 7th place among countries. And so the main message of this infographic is that human development indicators could represent a reliable measure of government success. However, because of the ratcheting effect vis-a-vis other countries, the use of any such indicator, particularly across countries, might lead to large-scale expenditure which these countries wouldn't make if not all countries had adopted such HDI targeting. This has been another infographic instant with Brian Michael.